good trader will look at a chart and ask, is this bullish or is it bearish? But a great trader will look at the same chart and ask, which direction is already off the table? Because here's the thing. A good trader might spot some decent trades and try to predict the market, but a great trader knows that's a losing game. You don't predict, you react. And the way you react is simple. You eliminate the wrong move. Not what might happen, but what can't happen. Once you've ruled that out, you're left with one clean direction. And when the market is forced to move your way, your only job is to be the cashier. And a cashier doesn't need to overanalyze or overthink. They just need to collect the cash. It makes trading laughably easy. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact signal I wait for. The one that instantly tells me which side is wrong and makes every trade feel effortless. It's the only thing I need to see before I enter. And yes, when I follow it, I consistently pull over 1K a day. Let's break it down. Any blank chart that you look at has hundreds of possibilities. We've all experienced this as traders. We open a chart, look at it, and have no idea whether we should enter long, short, or stay out. Even if you do enter, you don't know where that move is supposed to end. So how do you even set a target? And we don't know where to place our stop loss in case the trade is invalid. The whole thing just becomes overwhelming and gives you a headache. And unfortunately, what a lot of traders do is try to fight through it. They try to get better at reading the price. They try to get more precise entries and exits. They try to trade longer and more often. I did all of that too, but it got me nowhere. And if you've tried this for any amount of time, you'll notice the same. Price is too random, too noisy, and too inconsistent to predict with any real confidence. Actually, I expand on exactly why this happens in detail in another video, which I'll link up here so you can watch later. Now, most traders think that not being able to predict price action is a skill issue. They think that the top 5% of traders that are actually profitable are just insanely skilled and disciplined. But the truth is, we're not. I hit payout on a funded account in just 2 weeks, trading less than 20 minutes a day. I wasn't glued to the chart. I wasn't some price action wizard. I just did one thing differently. I cut every trade down to 2 possible moves, then eliminated one. Once I did that, price was forced to move in the other direction. That's when I entered. And at that point, whether it hit my target in 5 minutes or 4 hours, whether it did 3 backflips in between or went in a straight line, I didn't care because I was the cashier. I just placed the trade and waited to collect. So, how do we actually eliminate one move? We do it by figuring out where the market is forced to go. And no, you can't do that just by staring at a blank chart. That's where most traders get stuck. They try to read candles, draw some trend lines, and convince themselves there's logic behind their trade. But the market doesn't move off trend lines. It moves off of liquidity and institutional volume. The only way to know where price is likely to go is to find the levels where the big money is hiding. And once you learn how to identify those zones, you know where the price will move to next. This is absolutely critical. You can't skip this part. What we're doing is basically 90% of the work, but we're doing it up front before we even trade. And the best part is we only need to do this one time. Once our levels are marked, those are the same levels the market will always be drawn to because that's where liquidity and institutional volume is. Most of what I talk about on this channel revolves around this, because that's how you finally turn trading into something clear and easy every single time. I'll link another video here where I go in depth on exactly how to find and mark these levels. But once we have our levels, pretty much all of the noise and confusion fades away. Now you're not asking what might happen. You're asking, where is the price drawn to? And that's a much better question. Because the market doesn't care about your setup or where you think the price is going to go. It only cares about where the volume is. Now, once our levels are marked, everything gets easier. It goes from a 9 or 10 on 10 difficulty to maybe a 2 or 3 on 10. Because now, instead of hundreds of possibilities, you've narrowed it down to only 2. Will the price move to the level above or the level below? And the reason we wouldn't be able to do this on a blank chart is because we don't know where the price is drawn to. We could maybe mark some previous highs or lows as targets, but those definitely aren't always reliable. They're too obvious. Everyone can see them. And basically, every other method relies on some form of chance or guessing where the price might go next. But with the supply and demand levels, we know where the price is drawn to. We know that volume is sitting there and the price is basically forced to move from one level to the other to grab liquidity. Because remember, the market needs liquidity and volume to move around. All we've done is mapped out the checkpoints where the market refuels before its next move. So here we only have two legitimate possibilities. Price will either move to the supply level above or the demand level below. Your job is to observe which level price is being pulled toward. And once you can clearly see that, you don't have to overthink or force trades. You just trade in the direction the market is already moving toward. So now we've done the first part. We've cut it down to just two possible moves. Now comes the most important part of the process. We eliminate one. This is the move that separates decent traders from consistently profitable ones. Because most traders stop here, they see the two levels, but then try to predict which one will hit. And sure, it's already way better than trading random price action and getting chopped up. But if you just try guessing, you'll probably be stuck at zero in profit, as you'll get half of them right and half of them wrong. But what I do and what I teach is to go one step further. I remove the move that's least likely, and doing this properly will dramatically shoot up your win rate. So now you'll be trading with proper structure and also with a sky-high win rate. This is where the EMA cloud comes in. The EMA cloud is my momentum filter, and it tells me exactly who's in control. Now the EMA cloud is just the 20 and 50 EMA with the area shaded in between, and it gives us a very clear view of the trend in just a few seconds. Because the only way we can get an edge out of this is if one direction has trend and momentum on its side. So if the cloud is sloping up, it means buyers are in control, and therefore we're more likely to move higher. If the cloud is sloping down, it means sellers are in control, and we're more likely to move lower. And if the cloud is flat or choppy, it means no one's in control, and we have no edge, and therefore we shouldn't take a trade. And wait. So the cloud here is sloping up, which means we're more likely to move to the level above than the level below. And that's literally all it takes. Just a few seconds of analysis of the cloud to know which direction is more likely. So now the downside move is effectively off the table. The EMA cloud is bullish, momentum is clean, and price is sitting right above demand, pointing toward the next supply zone. So what does that mean? The market has no real choice but to move higher, right into that next liquidity pocket. That's the only direction that makes sense. So now we stop thinking and start executing. This is where I enter the trade. I go long. My stop goes just below the most recent market structure, right under demand. And my target is right at the next supply zone. It's level to level. I'm not aiming for some wild R multiple or hoping for a breakout. I'm just trading the cleanest move that's already unfolding. And once I'm in, I don't touch it. Just let the market do its thing. This is what I call an A+ setup. Just clean structure, clear momentum, and a market that's already telling me where it wants to go. When one side dies, the other wins by default. It's not about predicting. It's about waiting until one direction is off the table. That's the only time I'll step in to take a trade. And that's exactly why all of my trades feel effortless. If the market is not at a level, I don't even open my chart. If the cloud is flat or looks uncertain, I don't trade. I literally only engage with the market when I want to, because it's already made the decision for me. By the way, if you want this exact process hardwired into your trading, then you can work with me directly. I've helped tons of traders apply this method in their personal accounts, as well as getting funded and getting payouts. And oftentimes it's literally an overnight change. It's a one-on-one program where we'll build you a custom trading plan, have weekly calls, your own private chat to communicate with me at any time, and access to this exact level-to-level chart to trade with. So if you're interested, click the link in the description. Most traders are still trying to predict, but consistency doesn't come from being right. It comes from removing the wrong move first, when you stop trying to predict what price might do, and start reacting to what price has already ruled out. Trading becomes mechanical. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to wait until the market makes one direction impossible, then take the other. That's the signal, and that's the edge. That's how I pull 1K days without stress and without staring at charts all day. Remember what I said at the start? A good trader asks, is this bullish or bearish? But a great trader asks, which direction is already off the table? The trade already makes sense before I ever click buy. That's why I can trade 20 minutes a day. I just set alerts, wait until they hit, enter my trade and wait for either side to get hit. That's what finally made it work for me. So if you got value from this, drop a like and hit subscribe because I make videos like this every week. See you in the next one.